Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness to the YouTube channel. Many Nigerians were really looking out for what Bola Tinubu would do eventually when he was inaugurated as the president of Nigeria, judging the fact that during the build-up of his campaign, he did say with boldness that he would continue from where his predecessor Buhari stopped, and he will continue from all the policies. And many Nigerians were really living in some sort of apprehension, judging the fact that the last dispensation was marred with so many irregularities, corruption, impunity, you just name it. And Nigerians were like, is this how it's going to play out? And that was why most Nigerians, most youthful Nigerians, most Nigerians who wanted a new Nigeria that was possible, routed for Peter Obi with the belief system that when Peter Obi comes in, he will come in with the campaign promises he made. He didn't mince words. Peter Obi was always open to his campaign. He was always campaigning everywhere, went to the suburbs, went to the hinterland, went to cities. He was practically a living campaign. He was mentioning his campaign mantra everywhere he went. For that of Bola Tinubu, he would always tell you, he would speak what he would say when it was time. He didn't visit any town hall meeting. So Nigerians were very sure that we are probably going to be looking at Buhari Pro Max. Alas, this is exactly what is happening that is making Nigerians to wonder, could there be a new Nigeria possible? You're going to find out in a moment what strong members of Labour Party and strong supporters of Peter Obi are saying concerning what is going on right now in the dispensation of the Bola Tinubu. Before we go into the news proper, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you set bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified so as to update our channel on YouTube. But the former secretary to the government of Anambra State and a chieftain of the Labour Party, Mr. Osiloka Obazi, has noted that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's discernible shift from the narrative of continuing where former President Buhari stopped to mimicking what Peter Obi promised in order to engender a new Nigeria is blatant imitation. Speaking further, Mr. Oseloka Obaze made it known that the sincerest form of flattery and unvarnished admission is that indeed a new Nigeria is possible. Mr. Oseloka Obaze made this disclosure in his social media handle. Today, he wrote, and I quote, "But discernible shift from the narrative of continuing where PMB stopped to mimicking what Peter Obi promised in order to engender a new Nigeria is blatant imitation, the sincerest form of flattery, and an unvarnished admission that indeed a new Nigeria is possible." Now, since Bola Ahmed Tinubu's assumed office some weeks back, he has been making series of decisions to prove to Nigerians that he's ready to work for them as their president. Just recently removed the fuel subsidy, suspended the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, and yesterday it was on the news that he has also suspended EFCC chairman Abdul Rashid Bawa. With this series of decisions that have been made by Tinubu, even those who voted against him during the just concluded presidential elections are now having a rethink, hoping that he will take more favorable decisions in days to come. Nigerians are waiting to see how it will all end. Now, a lot of reactions are going on right now, but let's look at this critically. Let's remove the veil of sentiment. These are probably what Peter Obi would do, but Nigerians are sure. For that of Peter Obi has sincerity of purpose and sincerity of heart. Nigerians have seen several moves made by our politicians in the time past, but in the long run, those monies accrued were looted. Hence, Nigerians are always never too super excited at the beginning of any dispensation because they usually behave as if they are hitting the ground running. But in the tail end, we begin to hear, like, look at what happened in the last dispensation, where they said they're going to fight corruption, they will fight impunity, they will fight tribalism and bigotry. That's exactly the opposite. The level of corruption, when Emefiele, CBN governor, was questioned, according to Grapevine DSS, in DSS, they said that he started mentioning things like humanitarian minister and how he has been giving money on request. I do not know how true it is, but that's what we got to hear. And if eventually it is true, that's the highest level of corruption, as a different level, and in billions for that matter. So by the time they keep, now, this is because it is APC to APC. Imagine APC to maybe any other party, maybe Labour Party becoming the president. Maybe what our ears would have heard, we would have been shaking our head that this how far Nigeria have gone. And now that dispensation started on with promises of, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to make sure corruption is cut to the barest minimum, we're going to fight security, or rather we're going to fight insecurity and all whatnot. We had highest dimension of insecurity in Nigeria at then. So we always don't get really moved by the initial, they call it initial gragra, but now, if you are somebody who's like what Obasi is saying, or is saying that if he's actually mimicking Peter Obi's mandates, his ideology, I just hope that he doesn't get hooked at some point, because if it's not his ideology and it's somebody's ideology, then would he be able to sustain it for the next 4 years? Maybe along the line he may find his rhyme, his rhythm. But for the now, Nigerians are watching in 3 days. Of course, many Nigerians have reacted to this in no particular order. Let's just see what Nigerians are saying concerning this in quick succession. One person here says, can Obi govern a state? Of course he can, he did. And that person here says, please, you better mimic Obi than continue uh, with Muhammad Buhari. We must move from consumption to production. Well, if he has the right economic team, it's possible, but don't forget that this whole mantra is actually coming from Peter Obi. What the most important thing to most Nigerians right now is let Nigeria work again. Let there be security. Let the economy bounce back. Let's be able to pay off our loans. Let Nigerians, unemployed Nigerians get employed, gainfully employed. Let there be the basic things of life that is called basic. Let it not be seen as luxury in Nigeria. And with that, Nigerians really just want good governance. Just that in Peter Obi, we saw integrity, we saw sincerity, we saw empathy, and that's why Nigerians went for him. But let's don't forget that the case is still on. The PEPT, that is Presidential Election Petition Tribunal case, is still on. So we don't know how it's going to fare, but we're keeping our fingers crossed on that. And that person said, you have not only displayed what you're saying, you're only saying Tinubu. Another person is saying, I think you have what you are saying. I don't understand what he's trying to write. And that person here says, well, Tinubu legacy is there in Lagos for all to see. Okay. And that person here says, he said he will continue from Bubu. Stop now. He stole Obi mandate and also stole his manifesto too. He's really stealing well. Oh. I know he's campaigning. If the court decides for a possible rerun for the election, for rigging the last election in his favor alone, he can never win the hearts of Nigerians and can never be trusted no matter what he does. I think most Nigerians are looking for good governance. Let's go and wrap it up. Let's listen to that conversation.